Hello everyone, I am Laethas and welcome back to another video, and today I have a manga tag of my own since I haven't seen one floating around in a while, and I do quite enjoy these. I do believe there was a little bit of burnout the last time these things went around because there were so many of them that most people have just sort of gotten tired of them. However, since it has been a while since one has really gone around on YouTube, I decided why not start one of my own. And to start off with, this is the recommendations tag, a very unique idea I want to say because I don't think it has been done before, and it is me going to be recommending series to other people that I think match their tastes. So it's a little bit of a test on my part. If they happen to read the series, they may or may not do so. That is, up to them at the end of the day. However, maybe I'm good at understanding what your tastes are, maybe I'm not, maybe I'm just really lucky, or maybe it's a series that you would think would go with your taste, but surprisingly it didn't. So we are going to get to see how good I am at understanding other people's tastes in manga. Now, some people are more difficult to recommend series than others. It really just depends on how many series you've read, or at least how many series I know you've read. I have done some research to try and make sure that nobody has read the series that I'm recommending them, but I can make mistakes, and they do happen, so if it's a series you've already read, oh well, I guess I made a mistake. At least let me know what you thought of the series if you have, either in a video of your own or down in the comments down below. But without further ado, let's get started with this video. And to start off with, I have a recommendation for Simply G, and I don't think you have read this yet, but you have a lot of series, so you may have, and that would be Complex Age. Now, I know you are very interested in sort of the industry, that kind of thing, and so this is about a cosplayer and her journey through cosplaying and her interactions with other cosplayers. So it seems like something that is right up your alley. It's very industry related, which seems to be something you are very, very interested in. And I have recently been seeing a lot of stuff going on Twitter about Bakuman and your dislike of the series for certain specific reasons, and I think this series avoids those reasons. And while this isn't a series that's about manga, it's about something that is very much related to manga, seeing that cosplay is also a part of sort of that otaku umbrella that we are all sort of aware of or involved in. Whether or not you do cosplay or follow cosplay at all, it is a part of this sort of otaku community that we are all a part of. So I think Complex Age is a series you will very much enjoy, especially seeing that the series has taken great care to really show us the different facets of our main character and her progression through this hobby of hers that she's not sure if she's getting too old for, or what direction she wants to take in her life when it comes to her cosplaying. So Simply G, I recommend to you Complex Age. If you've already read it, which you may have because you've read a ton of series, just let me know what you thought of it down in the comments below. But I recommend to you Complex Age. And next up, I have a recommendation for Insidious Weed, and that is Utsubora, the Story of a Novelist. And the reason I am recommending this series to Insidious Weed is because you have read series such as Yoshihiro Tatsumi's A Drifting Life and Onward Towards Our Noble Deaths, which are both not really art house, but on that same line of not traditional styles of manga, which is what Utsubora has fallen into, and you said you have liked those series. And this is a very compelling drama series that is very unique to most series that you've read, and considering you've read quite a fair amount of manga, I think you are looking for something different and new, which I think Utsubora is definitely a series that will give you that. So that is why I recommend Utsubora, the Story of a Novelist to Insidious Weed. Next up, I have a recommendation for Base Jalarin, and that is Dance in the Vampire Bund by Nozomu Tamaki. And the reason that I recommend Dance in the Vampire Bund to Base Jalarin is because you seem to be looking for a series that has some action in it, some romance in it, and a little bit of edge tied along into it. Not to mention there are some characters with some very endowed chests in here, just in case you are wondering, which I know is something you are a fan of. And Dance in the Vampire Bund, while it does have some fan servicey moments, does have a very compelling narrative that is interesting to sort of read and listen to, and it also has enough action and sort of edgy material in it that I think you are looking for. Not edgy to the point of being utterly ridiculous and absurd, but enough to give you that satisfaction of that sort of edginess that you have said you enjoy. So if you are interested in picking up Dance in the Vampire Bund, I would definitely recommend the series to you. And while I know vampires are not elves, they are supernatural creatures at the end of the day, so maybe you will find something in that. Next up, I have a recommendation for Gear 3rd manga reviews, and that would be Nana. Now, this series is unfinished. As of now, it might be completed in the future. It is currently on a hiatus. However, the reason I recommend Nana to Gear 3rd is because he enjoyed Goodnight Punpun, Oyasumi Punpun for its sort of dark and sort of depressing themes and moods, which are definitely apparent in Nana and are represented in this series. It definitely has a more sort of darker spin on a series, and the atmosphere is definitely not a happy one, but it is also incredibly compelling, and the characters themselves feel incredibly real and realistic, and you really get to sort of understand these characters and feel the emotions that they do as they progress along the journey that this series takes them on. And the more darker, sort of, not necessarily fatalistic or nihilistic, but more uncertain or darker tone that the series does tend to take, I feel, is going to remind you of Goodnight Punpun at least a little bit, or enough to get you to enjoy this series. Next up, I have a recommendation for Mr. Steelio Senpai, and that would be Murcielago. And you seem to be someone that really likes action and Rule of Cool type series, and series with a lot of action and violence, gore. You tend to enjoy high action series with a little bit of mystery or sort of overarching narrative sort of in the background. And so I would recommend Murcielago to you because it definitely has some excellent action scenes, and the characters themselves are very interesting to watch, especially with their quirky attitudes and natures, which you seem to enjoy. Not to mention the mystery that's sort of going on in the background as we watch our characters do some awesome acrobatics and crazy stunts. So I do believe Murcielago is a series you will very much enjoy. And last up for this video, I have one final recommendation, and that is Skip Beat, and I am recommending that to Reversi. And I feel that since you are a fan of shoujo series, that Skip Beat is one of those that has been very good for a very long time. Not only is it an excellent series, but it's long and still ongoing, so I think there's a ton of material in here for you to enjoy. And the character of Kyoko is super fun and interesting to watch, which I think is something that you are looking forward to, and it does sort of break the mold that a lot of shoujo series are in, while also still feeling very much within that vein. And so I think this will give you a different experience while still remaining in that sort of shoujo-y domain that you seem to enjoy a lot. And so I definitely recommend you reading Skip Beat. And with that, that concludes my recommendations tag video. Let me know what you thought of this tag. If you are interested in any of the series that are recommended or have read them, let me know about those in the comments down below. And do you think I made some good suggestions, bad suggestions? Do I understand what other people want, or do I not understand what other people want? And am I good at predicting tastes, or am I awful at doing so? Let me know your opinions and thoughts down in the comments down below. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and share. And if you'd like to keep up to date with all of my content, you can hit that subscribe button, or follow me on Twitter down in the description down below. But yeah, leave any and all comments down there as well. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I am Laethas. Goodbye.